Hey, what's up, beautiful people? And today we're going to be reacting to, as you guessed from the title, another idiot watching an idiot explain The Invisible Man. Now, I heard that The Invisible Man was good, but not good. It was like in the in-between type of deal, so instead of watching the movie, I'm going to be watching this guy explain it to me. I have no idea why I can't see the guy because he is invisible, but without further ado, hopefully you like, sub, and all that good stuff if you end up liking the video. And without further ado, let's get into it. Wow.
Welcome to The Invisible Man. Boy oh boy, what do you think this one's gonna be about? Starting right off, we got Cecilia, the red-nosed toucan-faced bitch, sleeping in the bed, wakes up, gets some droogs, throws out some drooged water. Is that sink in the bedroom, or is the bathroom just really open? Never mind. She packs some shit and passes by her asshole boyfriend's optics lab or whatever, turns off a bunch of cameras except for one that's on him, turns off some alarms too, and tries to leave super silently, but meets Zeus the doggo and feels bad for him, and after she takes off his collar, he bumps into a car with the most sensitive car alarm ever. Either that, or I remember car alarms being more dim-witted than they really are. Whatever, the car...
That's like literally like me, like baby, like patting a baby to make it burp. That's like...
And she jumps over a fence. Asshole Adrian wakes up and her sister comes along to pick her up. Cecilia drops the droogs somehow, although I just saw her pack it in the bag and zip it up nice and tidy. Whatever. Psycho Adrian comes along, breaks the window like, "You can't do this, you can't leave, get back here." But too late, bitch, they're gone. 2 weeks later, she's at James's house hiding out because the hunky chunky good guy cop protector man, and she being a pussy because she paranoid her ex is watching her, so she puts nail polish over her laptop's camera. Bitch, what? Who does that? Just tape a piece of paper over it. What the hell's the matter with you? Doesn't matter. Her sister comes over telling her that Adrian is dead. Hooray, you can chillax now, okay? She explains to them that he was abusive, controlling, wouldn't let her leave. He hit her, he wanted to have a baby, and she secretly took birth control pills. Moving on. Actually, no, wait. Why is all this shit coming out now? It's been 2 weeks. You seriously didn't say anything for 2 weeks? Not even to your sister? The hell? Whatever. Next, they get a letter from Adrian's dickhead lawyer.
Don't get me wrong, I would definitely like hide away and protect my family, but I would kind of like the reason why they need to be hidden away and protected. I mean, just for me purposes.
Lawyer brother, they go over to the dickhead lawyer brother. He tells them that Adrian left her a cool 5 milli in his will. Hails, yeah brother. She goes back to Gems, buys him a nice spanking brand new shiny ass ladder, and offers to pay for his daughter's school, university, college, whatever. They're all 3 of these are named school in America for some fucking reason. Cut to Kikilya doing female stuff, looking at clothes and shit. She gets spooked. The next morning she making bacon and egg. Jams asks her to wake up Sydney for school. Now is this middle school or college? I scream internally, for I do not know. Anyway, knife gets taken away and the stove mysteriously turns up on a Tuesday. Sorry for habit. Fire happened and the kitchen almost catches a light. Skip to that night. Kiki be doing laptop stuff. Here's some spooks. Goes to investigate. Then the front door opens up behind her somehow. And this bitch for some reason doesn't think anything of this and steps outside. And then we see an invisible man breathing behind her. At this point, I'm pretty sure everybody gets it. Adrian ain't dead. He's invisible. He's fucking with her. But other than the suit making some random noises here and there of crickets having sex or whatever. You know, invisible suit noises. Other than that, how the hell is he not making any other noise? Because she makes a bunch of noise walking on squeaky parts of the wooden floor. Also, just walking in general makes noise. How is she only hearing his suit make invisibility noises? Anyway, she's sleeping in bed with Sydney, then the covers get taken off.
Maybe there's some type of silicone rubbery surface on the bottom of his shoes to where you can't hear anything where he walks. Gotcha,
and a bunch of flashes happen. She gets freaked out by a mannequin Sydney has in her room, and I get freaked out by my chair in the middle of the night. She has a fucking whole ass mannequin in her room. Damn, the balls, man. So Kiki gets up to get the covers and sees an ass imprint in the chair and does the big brave move of throwing the blanket over the chair to check if someone's there, but no one is there. So checked, all done. You can check that off the list. She go bed now, but someone steps on the cover, and for some reason she forgets her big brain move she just did a second ago and does not throw the cover over him to reveal his invisible ass and fucking spear him into the wall. No. Instead, she freaks out and calls him Jams. He be like, "What the fuck's going on, you dumb slut? The thing there, I can't talk because I'm flustered." Yeah, shut the fuck and go to sleep. Next day, she goes for a job interview, and this dashing young fellow who kind of looks like a pedophile flirts with her a bit and asks to see her portfolio. She obliges his request but finds her shit gone, then gets up and faints. She go to hospital, okay? They make blood test, okay? She go home, okay? She take shower, okay? She get called from hospital saying that she got diazepam poisoning from the penis in the asshole. I don't... Hospital tells her that she probably fainted because of all the diazepam in her system.
I always get lost in what I say a lot of the times in a very distinguished and random accent, but that was a whole nother level.
It's the same drug she used to drug Adrian with the night she ran away. And she'd be like, hold up, wait a minute, what the diazepam? Then she sees the same bottle that she dropped the night she ran away from Adrian with his blood on it. So she goes to his dickhead lawyer brother and tells him to make him stop. He's invisible. Some bottle, some. I will find you some Quenes Sombra. Okay, you crazy. Okay, because he dead. Look at these pictures. Look at him. He dead. Then she goes to her sister who's mad at her because she received some hate mail from her, and she's like, I didn't send no goddamn email. You liar. You a lying bitch. Bye ho. And when she goes home, she checks her email and sees that someone sent some to her sister from her account.
I sometimes wish that's how actual conversations would go, just because it would be 10 times funnier.
Is Adrian, that motherfucker. So she curls up into the fetal position and cries herself to, I don't know. She doesn't cry to sleep. Where the fuck am I going with this? Moving on. Kidney walks in, tries to cheer her up, and says, let's eat some cake, so she agrees, and they try to get up. Then Kidney gets smacked across the room because Adrian hit her, and Kidney thinks Cecilia did it, so she's like, Dad, come in, Cecilia fucking hit me, that cunt! So James comes in to take his daughter away from the crazy person and take her to a safer place. They leave the house and leave Kiki alone, and she freaked out, and she goes, alright, Adrian, where you at? Square up, motherfucker. Come on, face me. Mano y mano, motherfucker. Come on, bitch. Let's throw hands, motherfucker. Then she throws coffee all over the floor to see his footsteps and whatnot, which is another solid idea of hers, but she totally overlooks the 100% better option, which is flour, you know, because this is white stuff. This is a dark floor background, so...
Okay, don't get me wrong. I see how the daughter think it was her, but do you know what type of reach that girl had to like reach? Like that's like at least the average human arm is around 2 feet. She would have needed like a full like 3 feet right there. That's like, oh damn.
Easier to see, so once again you're a fucking retard.
Jake Paul should be worried, man.
Anyway, she starts talking to Adrian like, why me? Why must you hurt me this way? Then she calls his phone, which turns out to be in the attic. And she goes up to the attic without any weapon, fucking moron. And she finds his phone with pictures of her sleeping on it and the knife that he took from the kitchen. But these keys are apparently not part of the equation here. I don't know how. They're not an object of interest. Although they look suspiciously clean. And also, who the fuck leaves keys in an attic? Or maybe this is a normal thing. I don't know. I don't have an attic. Whatever. She gets a surprise message on his phone, then turns around and throws a can of paint at the attic hole, revealing him. Then follows a trail of paint, and somehow in the span of 15 seconds, that's right, I timed this shit, he got all the paint off by washing himself in the kitchen sink. Fucking impossible shit, bro. I started getting 1 centimeter of paint off myself. Gotta deep scrub that shit. Fucking power wash that crap off of myself. This is some bullshit, man. Who cares? He's invisible again, and she has a fight with him in which she does not use this plastic covering over here the same way she used the blanket over the chair, so she can identify him and see him, have an easier time fighting him, because once again she needs a new brain. But whatever. She somehow fights him off and calls an Uber, and she goes to his shitty minimalist house to snoop around his lab and shit and finds seemingly nothing, but then she fingers an iPad and a suit with a bunch of googly eyes appears, and it's kinda trypophobia triggering. Then Doggle, who still lives here somehow, starts barking at something, so she goes to hide the suit in a vent in the closet somewhere just before he gets there. And once he does, he throws her around, but Doggle protects, and she gets back into her Uber and gets away safely. And the main thing that pisses me off here is the vent that she hid the suit in, and she also hid the stuff that she was running away with the day she ran away. How does he not know about this? Isn't this his house? Isn't he super smart or something? Also, you'd think he'd know she took the suit by now, right? And hid it somewhere, because I'm 100% sure he has like an inventory system on his computer to tell him that his stuff is gone. But no, he doesn't notice it's gone and he doesn't look for it.
When people invent mass things of destruction like this, it's usually because they are the weakest, unsmartest people in the universe. That is why, my good friend, that is why.
Because this fucktar is also retarded. Anyway, she sets up a meeting with her sister in a public place and tries to tell her all the shit that's been happening to her and prove to her that he's invisible and fucking with her with a suit. But before she can continue, Adrian shows up with the knife he stole and slices her sister's throat and puts the knife in her hand to make it look like she killed her sister, and she gets arrested. And where exactly was this knife hidden? Does the suit have kitchen knife sized pockets or something?
Why would you just accept the knife being put... Not even movie logic can explain that.
He probably hid it under the table or something. I was being an asshole. But no way, how the hell did he get it into the restaurant unseen then? How, just a floating knife through the restaurant? That's weird. Maybe he has a box, an invisible box for said purposes. I'm overthinking this way too much. Oh my god, let's just keep going. She gets thrown into a mental asylum. Adrian shows up and says, surprise. And then James and this other dude come to question her, and she tells them that she has something that will prove her story, and they'd be like, what is it? She says, I can't tell you right now. He's listening. No, you can tell them that it's a suit. You just can't tell him where, because you told your sister it was a suit and he was there and he killed her, so he already knows. So you have a suit. Whatever though, later on the nurses tell her that she's preggo, and it's pretty recent as well, like this happened less than a month ago, and she's very shooketh. Then she has a meeting with dickhead brother, whatever his name is, because now that she's a criminal and a murderer or whatever, she can have the 5 milli. Some legal stuff, sign here and it'll be easier. Or you can call him and tell him you'll have the baby, but she like, fuck you, and steals a pen and some glue tack while he picks up the shit that she threw on the floor. Cut to later on in her room, the nurse leaves and she goes into the shower, gets a pen from a secret hiding spot and starts to cut herself. So Adrian stops her and she goes,
That ain't the invisible cunt.
And starts stabbing away at it. Now, just a few things before we move on. First of all, how did she steal and hide the pen without invisible Adrian, who's always watching, noticing? And second of all, she cut vertically here, which is the correct method for kill yourself results. And she got pretty far into it too, so I don't know how the fuck she did any of the upcoming shit without dying or bleeding out. But I'm gonna chalk that up to adrenaline and whatnot, because we got worse bullshit coming up. So she stabbed...
If you looked pretty closely, usually as soon as you reach a certain depth of any part of your skin, a lot of blood starts coming out. A lot of blood didn't start coming out, so she didn't get through all the layers of the skin. I'm in high school, so I know this because of biology.
Stabby, suit glitching out now. Guard comes in. Adrian fights guard. She tries to escape. He fights another guard, then another guard, another guard. Suit's still glitching out in very convenient moments for Adrian. Also, none of the holes she made by stabbing him are visible. Somehow also invisible, although she just fucking made holes. It's supposed to be bleeding and shit. Whatever. Fuck that. Another guard comes. Then right here, he takes his sweet ass time to taunt him and goes bang sarcastically, then walks away and shoots him in the back. And this goes on for like a good chunk of time, okay? Meanwhile, what do you think Kiki's doing?
Yo! Pranked, baby!
She's sitting on all fours as if she's on the set of a porno about to do her first anal scene, with a gun literally within reaching distance of her hand, and she only goes for it once he drops the gun and she no longer has a clear shot on him. This bitch's idiocy is fucking boundless. My guy, holy shit. She falls him out into the rain. More guards are coming now.
Yeah,
she makes it to the car where he runs to Sue it, I guess. And just take a look at this shit right here, okay? Her arms extended under the trunk of the car. She's scanning for him with the gun, right, waiting for the suit to glitch. And next shot, we got him standing directly in front of her underneath the trunk of the car as well. So I ask you this, how the fuck does she not bump into her with her arm? Whatever, who cares? Because he chokes her and pins her up against an ambulance and tells her that he's gonna kill Sydney, and then shoots a guard and walks over to him real slow and kicks the gun away. Once again, a very opportune moment to at least tackle the fucker, but no, this dunce still standing there behind the fucking ambulance. Whatever, bro, let's just keep going. He gets in a car and goes to James's house. She gets in a car and goes to James's house and calls James, tells him that his daughter is in danger. Invisidude gets the kidney, but Kidney's spidey sense is tingling, and she uses pepper spray on him, and you know, then he starts choking her. Then James arrives, dad to the rescue. He's fine.
That girl is way smarter than this other one.
His daughter being choked, and he gets beat up real good, okay, for a good chunk of time as well. Meanwhile, Kidney watches and screams as her dad gets fucking beat half to death. You tell me you're not even gonna fucking attempt to save your dad here?
Get the pepper spray again. That worked pretty good for you.
I'm sure he'll stop now since you said it so nicely. What the fuck is wrong with women in this movie? God damn it. Whatever. Kiki arrives with the fire extinguisher and, you know, reveals him, then shoots him in the fucking chest. He dies and she reveals that it is Michael, his brother, or Tom. His name is Tom. What a twist. Would have seen that coming. Oh my god. The police raid Adrian's house and find him in the basement tied up and beaten up. And he tells the cops that his brother was up to all of this and he controlled him and made him do all this stuff. But Kiki be like, no, he did it. I know it. But they can't catch him because his story checks out and they ain't got no evidence. So she goes over to have dinner with him. Wow, now that I see his face, he is super punchable. Anyway, they sit down to eat and she tells him that she will agree to have the baby on the condition that he admits to everything that he did and that he was in the suit and he was invisible and he was fucking with her and all that shit. And she wants him to say that stuff because he's wearing a wire and James is outside in his cop car listening into this shit because they want proof to get him behind bars and shit, okay? But he proclaims innocence and retardation and ignorance to what the fuck just happened. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not lying. I didn't do anything on that stuff. What are you talking about? Acting all stupid and shit. And she starts crying and be like, okay, I'm gonna excuse myself and go clean myself up in the bathroom. And she comes back in the invisibility suit and somehow overpowers him to make it look like he slit his own throat, then goes back to the bathroom, puts on the dress and comes back acting all surprised that he fucking killed himself and calls the 911 like, oh my god, somebody come over here, tried to kill himself, blah blah blah. But how the fuck did she do it so fast, yo? Because to be honest, she came back way too quick to be able to catch him still bleeding out, especially considering that she has to
she was on a time crunch. I mean,
get out of a full bodysuit and into this tight ass dress. Also, dumbass Adrian still doesn't know about the whole secret event and his missing tech. What a retard. Moving on, she pretends to be concerned and calls 911, then goes out of shot from his security cameras and says, surprise motherfucking bitch. Then James catches her leaving like, what happened? He killed himself. Then he sees the suit in her bag and she like, hey, look at me, look into my eyes. I'm the captain now. This is the way. He killed himself. Of course queen, of course he killed himself. Yes queen. And she walks away home free of stalkers and brain cells too. This movie gets 7 coconuts out of 3,758 peanuts.
Hey, that's like a solid 5 out of 10 for that guy. I believe it. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I definitely know I did. Make sure to do all the stuff I said in the beginning. And man, a lot of brain cells have been lost. But with this idiot, they have been regained. But without further ado, see you in the next.